Hi everybody, welcome back to DayZ, and a fun little bit of code I've put together that will work for consoles, so for PlayStation and Xbox and PC too, that basically gives you dead lootable NPCs at the gas zones at Rify Pavlovo on Chernarus. I've done one of these similar to this thing before, but I've always wanted dead NPCs in the gas zone as well, because there's not always that much loot when you get to a gas zone. And so I thought if you could find dead bodies of survivors there, though, that had stuff on them, that would kind of make sense. So what you need to do is you need to go to my GitHub repository, to which I'll put a link in the description below this video. And all you need to do is follow the instructions in the README. You're just going to be inserting code into your existing XMLs on your community server. I've also included some pictures as well. So there's the gas NPC locations, in case you weren't where they are. So there's the one down in Pavlovo. There's the one up at Rify there, and we just saw the dead NPC at Rify, and this is the one at Pavlovo. And so the way it works is it spawns in an NPC who's got a load of loot on them, next to an infected zombie who will then attack them and kill them. So the idea is that they will then kill the person. The person, is lying on the ground. The zombie wanders off, and then players will come across these dead zombies. Now there is a chance that I guess that if somebody spawned in right at the beginning of a server restart when one of these was attacking the player, they could well distract the zombies, and then the zombies wouldn't kill the NPC. But the NPC will have probably taken some damage by then anyway and be bleeding, and will probably bleed to death. What's interesting is, as far as I can tell, the NPCs are immune to the gas, because my original idea was just have them there standing there like without a gas mask on or without gloves on, so that they would then die from the gas. But that doesn't happen. They seem to be pretty indestructible when it comes to gas, so that's why you need the zombie, the infected zombie, to kill them. So all you need to do is, if you go through the README step by step, it includes all the snippets you'll need. So there's the first one is for your types.xml. Not quite sure if this is really necessary, but the idea of this one is that it stops the NPCs from disappearing. Now the thing is, what does happen is that dead players do disappear fairly quickly, don't they, on a server? So maybe there's a chance that they'll disappear. It'd be interesting to see how effective this is in real. I know when I did it before with what I did was I spawned in an NPC with gear at police cars. So that police car would spawn in, the police zombies would spawn in, and an NPC would spawn in, and the players would, and then the zombies would then kill the NPC. And what would happen is, the event, and what will probably happen with these is, as a player is approaching the area, the event will pop and spawn in, and then sometimes players may well come across the infected attacking the NPC, and it looks like they're attacking a real player as well, so that can be pretty cool, as long as you don't tell the people on your server that you put this on. So there's the types.xml one, and then you've got the CFG spawnable type. So this is the bit that tells the server what bits the player should be, the NPC should be carrying. So you feel free to change. You could change the survivor to one of the other survivors, you could change what they've got on them, that sort of stuff. There's two different ones. And then we've got the events.xml snippet, which is this one here. I kind of did it as two separate events. I guess you could put it all into one, so that it would be a bit random. But this is the way I did it. So basically, there's one of each of these should spawn in at each of the gas zones. When it fires, you should have a maximum of one, but also they spawn in the secondary, which is the infected as well. So it spawns in a little bit like a helicopter crash. So the helicopter, if you like, is the survivor Merrick, or whichever survivor it is, and then the secondary is the infected NPCs that will spawn around him, and hopefully pretty close. And in all the testing I've done, whenever I've gone onto a server and had a look, the survivor has been there, but the zombies have been killing him, and then he dies pretty quick. So you've got those two there. So that's the events.xml. then you've got the event spawns. So as you can see, for each event, there's 4 possible spawns for that particular NPC. So you can add some more if you want to randomize it a bit so that players couldn't simply farm the NPC. You may run into a situation where I guess if people could start doing that if they know there's always going to be an NPC in the gas zone. It makes who's got some good kit on them, because the NPCs have like an M4 or a LAR or a FAL on them. They could well start farming them. Obviously, if that is the case, then disable the event for a while or add some more coordinates, so it's a little bit more random that way. So there we go, a little bit of fun. I like doing these ones because you get some great reactions from your players if they don't know this sort of thing is happening, and then they come across a dead player, and you'll see it in your Discord and places like that, where people go, oh my god, who died in so and so, or who was getting attacked by so and so. And add that little bit more life and that little bit more immersion to your DayZ community server. So as I said, link will be in the description down below. What do you think? Put your questions and comments down below. If you've enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.